Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. The NFL trade deadline has come and gone, and honestly, it was quite a mild one for the Browns, especially considering the buzz and rumors that had been swirling around Cleveland's roster over the past few weeks. Usually when the deadline approaches, fans expect some fireworks, big trades, surprise signings, or bold moves to shake things up, especially when the team is sitting at a challenging 2-6 record. But this year, Cleveland's front office kept things pretty low-key, and in the end, the biggest move was a relatively minor deal involving a player swap with the Bears. The Browns sent linebacker Joe Tryon-Shoyinka to Chicago in exchange for a late-round draft pick swap. Nothing flashy, no blockbuster trades, just a quiet shuffle that signals the team's focus on stability and evaluating the roster as it stands. Of course, the Browns did make one notable transaction on Wednesday, after the deadline had passed. Cleveland announced the signing of linebacker Cameron McGrone, a fourth-year player coming out of Michigan. McGrone had been with the Indianapolis Colts since 2022 after they claimed him off waivers from New England. The Browns are adding him to their practice squad, a move that could pay dividends down the road. McGrone is primarily known for his special teams work, especially in kick coverage, but he's got some versatility and could find a role in the Browns' linebacker rotation if needed. Standing at 6'1" and weighing about 236 pounds, McGrone has experience in 26 NFL games, including 4 this season with the Colts. He's a guy Cleveland is familiar with, and bringing him in gives the coaching staff more depth and options at linebacker, a position that's been tested this year but remains critical to the team's success. From the Browns' official release, we learn that McGrone has had a steady NFL career so far. Drafted by the Patriots in the 5th round of the 2021 NFL Draft, he was later claimed by the Colts and has since appeared in a good number of games. His experience at Michigan and early NFL years have made him a dependable, if not star-level, contributor. It's clear Cleveland is keeping an eye on depth and potential, especially as the team tries to turn things around in the second half of the season. Now, Coach Kevin Stefanski was quite candid in his media availability on Wednesday, following the deadline and the whirlwind of rumors that typically surround NFL trade windows. When asked about the impact of the deadline passing without Cleveland making any big moves, Stefanski was pretty straightforward. He mentioned that most players don't spend much time worrying about whether they're going to be traded or not. "I don't know how much guys spend time thinking about those kinds of things," Stefanski said. "I know it's speculative, and I know there's plenty of news outlets that cover those types of things, and that's what you have to do, but our guys don't spend much time focused on that. We kind of keep our focus where it is, and that's the sense I've gotten from the guys." It's a mature approach, especially considering the chaos that can sometimes come with trade deadlines. The Browns seem to be committed to building stability within the locker room and trusting their current roster to get the job done. But let's be honest, fans in Cleveland are always looking ahead, especially when the season hits a rough patch like this. The AFC North is filled with teams that are either rebuilding or trying to find their footing. The Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals all have their own stories, but what's really catching attention now is what's happening with the New York Jets, who are Cleveland's upcoming opponent in Week 10. On Tuesday, the Jets made some bold moves, trading away 2 of their top defensive players, Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. These trades brought in a haul of future first-round picks, a second-rounder, and some young talent. It's clear the Jets are throwing in the towel on 2025 and focusing on a rebuild, stockpiling assets for future seasons. That's a classic white flag move, and it could give the Browns a real advantage if they're able to capitalize on a team that's already giving up on the current season. Now, this is NFL, and nothing is ever guaranteed. Cleveland still faces a tough challenge with a 2-6 record, and their offense has struggled at times to find rhythm, especially without consistent production from key players. But there's hope that the Browns can take advantage of New York's situation, especially if the Jets' defense, which was once a strength, takes a hit from losing some of their top talent. Cleveland's defense has shown flashes of brilliance this season, and if the offense can finally click, whether it's Deshaun Watson leading the way or the running game stepping up, there's definitely a path for the Browns to steal a win in Week 10. Looking at the bigger picture, the Browns' offseason and this season's first half have been a roller coaster. After starting with high hopes, injuries and inconsistency have hampered their progress. But there's still a lot of talent on this roster, and with the right adjustments, they're capable of making a strong push in the second half. The addition of McGrone might not be a game-changer overnight, but it signals the Browns' focus on depth and readiness to adapt as the season unfolds. The coaching staff, led by Stefanski, remains committed to developing young players and finding solutions to their offensive struggles, especially in the passing game, which has been a point of concern this year. Fans have to keep the faith, especially with the AFC North being as unpredictable as it is. Every game counts, and Cleveland's schedule doesn't get any easier. There are tough divisional matchups ahead, and every win is vital for their playoff hopes. The team's defensive unit, which has shown moments of dominance, needs to step up consistently, and the offense must find its rhythm if they're going to stay competitive. The Browns have a talented roster, but execution and resilience will be the keys moving forward. And yet, amidst all the uncertainty, there's a feeling of optimism. Cleveland's front office has shown patience and strategic thinking, avoiding rash trades and instead focusing on building a team that can contend in the long run. The addition of players like McGrone, even if not a star, reflects that mindset, adding versatile, hardworking guys who can contribute on special teams and provide depth when needed. That's the kind of approach that eventually pays off, especially in a league where injuries and unpredictability are part of the game. As we look toward the future, Browns fans should be excited about the potential for this team to bounce back. The talent is there, and with the right coaching adjustments, they can turn things around. The AFC North remains fiercely competitive, but Cleveland has the pieces to make a run if they can tighten up on defense, develop their young players, and execute better on offense. The upcoming games are crucial, and every single one could be a turning point for this season. It's about resilience, grit, and staying true to the process, something the Browns have been emphasizing all year. So in summary, the NFL trade deadline might not have brought the big shakeup many fans hoped for, but the Browns are still in a position to make their mark. The addition of McGrone adds some much-needed depth, and Stefanski's leadership keeps the team focused on the task at hand. The Jets' bold moves underscore how unpredictable this league can be, but Cleveland has to stay disciplined and ready to capitalize on opportunities. The season isn't over yet, and there's plenty of football left to play. Browns fans, keep believing, stay loud, and support your team through thick and thin. The road to the playoffs is still very much alive, and this team has what it takes to turn the tide. We've seen flashes of brilliance, and with the right mindset, this season can still be a memorable one. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.